Sessions. I would like to introduce Professor Vu. He is the Dean of the English Department of Ho Chi Minh City University of Education and also a committee member of TESOL HCMC. Dr. Vu has 12 years of experience building the consulting ICT integration into project-based teaching and English language teaching in Vietnam. He is also leading an e-learning term to produce digital contents at Education Quality Training and Support Center of Vietnam Association of Universities and Colleges. That is a long name. But please give a big applause to Dr. Vu.
Well, thank you very much, Jason, for the introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, good morning. The first thing I would like to say is I would like to extend a big thank you to TEEM 2018 organizer for inviting me here. I feel really privileged to be the third keynote speaker this morning. Yesterday we have a pre-conference party, and during the party, for all of our conversations with Korean colleagues, we talk about Park Hang-seo. Okay, he's now the hero in Vietnam for helping our soccer team to make all the way into the final rounds of Under 23 Asian Championship, and then just a few weeks ago into the top 4 of Asia 2018. Now, I bring this story here because it's an example of success in low resource context. But this is not only in soccer. Several years ago, I think in 2015, when global PISA ranking were launched, the rank of Vietnamese K-12 students puzzled a lot of international experts because of the mismatch between our socio-economic background and the PISA score of the students. Yeah, for those who do not know, PISA is an international test that measures K-12 students, I think students under 15, ability to do mathematics, reading, and science. So it turns out that our kids do quite well. They do better than a lot of their peers in developed countries. So this is another examples of, again, success in low resource context. And my presentation today is around the same theme. We want to talk about the mobile learning system that we have been developing for language teacher training in our universities over the past 10 years, and the difficulties that we have gone through, the gains that we have made, and also the voices from the learner will be the highlights of my presentation. Of course, my focus will be on the multimedia parts because I suppose that this is the theme of our conference. So how did everything start? If you look at this image on the screen, this is the teaching schedule for my department last semester, and you can see the 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. This is the class size for language classes in Vietnam. 50 is the norm, but in some places you might have even 60 or 70 students in a language class. And obviously, that's a big barrier to language teaching and learning. Apart from class size problem, we also lack a lot of qualified language teachers. These headings in Vietnamese was from a very well-known, one of the top newspapers in Vietnam. It says that in 2013, during a national test to examine the quality of language teachers, 90% of the high school teachers of English fail to reach the required standard. Now, there's still debate about this because the Ministry of Education and Training in Vietnam, I think, was too ambitious in their project. They require all teachers to reach IELTS 6.5, okay, at least, in order to be qualified to teach in high schools. And that can be too much. But anyway, it's a fact that we lack a lot of qualified language teachers. So we cannot, expect miracle to happen right away. But we see technology as leverage that can help us to take a shortcut to go around these problems. So at the University of Education in Ho Chi Minh City, we came up with the ideas of launching a lot of good online resources for both the pre-service teachers of English and for the public as well. So when we start building the system, there was a lot of concern about the facilities. It's okay and not so difficult to build an online platform. And then you can add contents. But a lot of people at that time was quite worried about the internet infrastructure, about the devices from the students. Now, thing turns out that the difficulties were not so big. During the last 3 or 4 years, the government invested a lot in our ICT infrastructure, and these are the latest statistics from We Are the Social. Now, We Are the Social is an organization that launched digital trends report of countries all over the world, and I keep an eye on their releases every year. These are the latest statistics from Vietnam at the beginning of 2018. You can see that quite impressive. About 72% of the population now own smartphones, and that gave us strong belief that students can bring their own devices to classes if we, can provide them a platform. And another piece of statistics I think very much relate to the theme of conference today is about the consumptions of videos and multimedia contents. 71% of the internet users in Vietnam watch online videos every day. So this information is very important in shaping the way we develop online courses and produce learning contents. So we built this system, and actually it was built long ago, about 10 years ago, using Moodle. And just in 2012, we decided to make it mobile by making all the resources responsive to small screens on smartphone and other portable devices. So if you have internet connection, you can try it by going to the link in the web browser. And we also create a demo account for people who are interested. With this demo account, you can take a look at around 20 courses, and in some courses, we put in quite a lot of videos that we produce ourselves. So inside the systems, if you are familiar with platforms like Moodle, it allows us to do a lot of different learning activities. I'm not going to explain all of these activities, but a large part of our learning activities are the multimedia content, especially videos. And apart from videos, we also have flash content and audio recordings. So for the report today, I take study sample from 5 courses from 2013 to 2017, and there was 234 students participating in the studies. Now, all of these 5 courses were delivered in the blended mode. That means the students and the teachers still meet face-to-face in traditional setting, but sometimes they gonna meet online in the system via the video conferencing room. The university allows us to have around 3 to 4 online sessions like that, besides the traditional face-to-face sessions. Now, in the traditional face-to-face meeting, we also allow students to bring their own laptops, their own devices, and connect to the Wi-Fi system of the university to do the activities when needed. So, essentially, we do not need computer labs. Now, so the first piece of information that interests us in our study is about the impact of the videos contents that we develop. And we raise these 2 questions. When we add videos to these online courses, do they make any impact on the course dedication? And if there are impacts, then what types of videos, what video formats would be more interesting to the students? In order to measure the engagement of students in the online courses, we use a tool called teacher dedication tool. This is only visible to the teachers. Whenever the teacher click on that little green button, they will get a report of the number of hours that students have spent in the online system. And it uses a variety of techniques in order to do this, from monitoring the number of clicks of the mouse, the number of keystrokes, and even the time spent between different keystrokes. And usually we get a report like this that shows the number of hours inside a course that the students have spent interacting with the contents. And we did a small experiment with those videos. So in one of those courses, we asked the same teachers to take 2 courses, right? And starting from week 5, the experiments group, I mean the one represented by the dark blue line, gonna see video contents together with the other contents like text contents and discussion activities and other regular activities. While in the control groups, we do not add videos. So during the first 5 weeks, you can see that the level of engagement is quite similar. But then when the videos come in, we see very impressive increase in interaction and a significant difference between the 2 groups in the average number of hours that students spend every week inside those courses. There are 3 types of videos that we put in the system. Videos that we produce in professional studios, and there are videos that are produced individually by teachers where they use screen recording tools, and there are also videos that are similar to screen recording, but they have another layer of video that shows the talking head of the teachers on recording of classroom activities. So these are some samples. Yeah. So this is an example of the videos in the studios that we produce. Yeah, it's like this. So let me show you a video of myself. Now, so far we have produced around 3,000 video units like this. And yeah, the average length of each video is only 10 minutes because statistics show that it is best to be less than 10 minutes. And this is another. So these videos were produced in professional studios of our university, and essentially the standard is the student need to see the whole body interaction of the teachers, and the teachers need to interact with the screen content. It has very good support system. So actually you see me reading scripts from a screen in front of the camera. That's how I can both interact with the camera and interact with the with the script. So those are studio-produced videos, and we also have screen recording only, like these tutorials in an educational ICT course. Yeah, so the benefits of having screen recording video is that it can be easily created by the teachers. Right? They do not need to go to the university studios, and they can be produced in large numbers very quickly. We also support our teachers in producing another types of videos in which you see a little layer that come from a webcam. So we do this in two ways. Sometimes we encourage our teacher to record the screen and also record the webcam, and then later they put those two videos together. Another way to do that is to put a cheap webcam in the classroom that face the screen of the class like this, and together with the teacher. Then later on, they will put again that video layer on top of the screen recording. So you will have something like this. Yeah, let me skip. So we share all of those videos to our video platform and also to YouTube. If we do not need to keep those videos, to our own system, we upload to YouTube, to save bandwidth for the system. And ask students to like the video if they find the video interesting. So this chart shows you the percentage of video likes versus video count. Now, so in terms of the videos number, we have more videos that were produced in screen recording format and screen recording with teacher talking head than those produced in studios. But you can see that the level of interactions and engagement in these kinds of videos are much higher. And when we put this aside, we also see that the student interaction with screen recording with another layer of the teacher talking head or the classroom activities also do much better in engaging the students. Now, so starting from 2 years ago, we began to put some of those language courses with videos that we produced on commercial platforms in Vietnam. And this screenshot is from a system that is, I think is now the most powerful and the most popular in Vietnam called Edumon. Edumon is quite similar to Udemy. I hope that rings the bell to most of you, right? Students get an account and they see videos, and if they have questions, there is a chat window where they can post questions, and teacher gonna come in to reply to those questions, and there are also links for them to download the materials if materials for the course are available. Now, so right now we have around 50 language courses in Edumon, and we have been monitoring these courses since that time, and I find out two very interesting things. Now, to start with, it's extremely unfair when we share these courses on an online commercial platform. Some courses do extremely well, and some courses are virtually non-existent in the enrollment charts of the students. This is an example. Now, these three courses were given by the same language teachers. And I take screenshots from the same period of time, from the beginning of this year until the middle of July. Now, you see that this course, the English for beginner, this is something we do not expect, get around more than 8,000 enrollments in just 7 months. Why this course, that we expect to be more popular, get only 69 for the IELTS preparation, and for the TOEIC preparation course, it's even worse. Only 6 enrollments in 6 or 7 months. So it's unfair, and this is just an example. We see we see courses like in the other categories of Edumon too, like in psychology, in business marketing, and so only some online courses will can be successful, attract a lot of learners. I mean, and when they are successful, they tend to get all of the students from the other courses, and that make us change the model in producing our courses. We have to build a fund so that we can make sure that all teachers get some, payment for their initial courses. Now, another thing that we learn is that these online courses have short life enrollment lifespan. That means enrollment tend to increase sharply at a certain amount of time during the year. It stay high for around 3 months, sometimes 4 months, and then drops and stay low for the rest of the period. Now this is another case. So you can see the chart goes up very quickly from June until September, and then it drops. Now, so with those pieces of information about the videos we produced, we give questionnaires and get statistics log from the mobile learning system in order to answer these 3 questions. To what extent